worry, Ventus.
Huh? Who are you?
Or you'll never see Terra again.
What? Get real. I can see Terra anytime I want.
Like right now, he's leaving you behind. And by the time you catch up, he'll be a different person.
Look, whoever you are, you don't know the first thing about Terra. Me and him will always be a team. You trying to pick a fight or what?
Oh, grow up. Is that what you call friendship? You'll never know the truth unless you go out and look for it yourself. Come on, what could you possibly know when you're stuck here, looking at nothing but what's in your tiny world?
Terra! Terra!
It's okay.
Wait, Ven!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, a part of our Kingdom Hearts series Let's Play. It has been a little bit since we last did a video on this, if you're watching them as they come out. Sorry about that, needed to recalibrate, working on other stuff, but we are back to it. Let's jump in. We're playing as Ventus now. This will be his story now that we've completed Terra's, of course. I'm cutting out additional cutscenes from the intro that are just repeats, in case you're wondering why we didn't show off the intro fight against those glowing orbs and stuff like that. There's no real need to. You already saw them from one perspective. You're not really going to get anything new. So that being said, let's jump into the first world for Ventus, Dwarf Woodlands.
Huh? Oh. Wow.
Alright, so Here we are, brand new world. Actually, no, it's not. What am I thinking? Sometimes you gotta put in filler commentary, and apparently I'm trying to put in filler this early. So it's been... Let's catch up a little bit. It has been 2.5, 3 months since I recorded, because I recorded the Terra story very far in advance, and in between that time, you know, some stuff has changed when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. In a way, we got in some developments. Kingdom Hearts 3 has a release year, and I took it well. Yes! 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 And, that's exciting. Which is great, because I'm doing this whole series Let's Play, and I was worried, like, it'd suck if I had to wait, like, 2 years in between this to jump into the big final entry, for now. Of course, you know, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't the final game we're getting in this series, but, you know, the big thing that ends off a story arc of over 15 years. So it's very exciting to see that we got a release year recently. So, very happy about that. Anyway, I just thought I'd make note of it before we continue here.
Huh? Who are you?
I'm Ventus. Call me Ven.
A diamond thief! Take cover, you fools!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
You didn't? Oh, you mean you're not here for our diamonds?
That's not nice. Treating me like some kind of bad guy. I'm just trying to find a friend. His name is Terra. He's dressed kind of like me, about yay tall.
Sounds like a tall tale to me. Go on, get!
We don't know any Terra.
Please, could you come over here? I just want to talk.
Don't fall for it! Stay where you are!
All right, then we'll do this the hard way. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna have to say this is Snow White and the Seven Cunts. I mean, what? What? Why would you say that? I don't know. They're a little mean, except this one. Look at this one, he's like... Help me. Please help me. Please. But, well, it's hard to believe that, you know, last time I recorded this was maybe a week or two after that first E3 trailer for KH3, so it feels good to jump back in, take breaks, recharge your batteries a little bit, and work on other games, and I also kind of got a little lazy, but we're good now. I'm back to doing 2 videos on my channel a day, which means I'm back to killing myself. So for this section, we gotta beat up the dwarves and get them to say, hey, can you talk to me? I literally came in here to ask you a question, and they said, no, he's trying to trick us. I'm like, what am I gonna trick you with? It's a question. Do you think I'm an evil goblin man who's gonna be like, oh, you answered my question. Now you're under my spell. This ain't some My Hero Academia shit. I just need you to give me a little bit of information. And that's all you need to do. Now, occasionally, they will hide inside boxes. Like that. Well, look at this fucking Mong. Why did it... Alright, so Birth by Sleep's kind of bad. And the fact that its target reticle, like your targeting range, is so much lower. So there'll be times where you just lose the lock in a very unnatural way. This was a PSP game, I have to forgive it. Because it was a portable game, in a way, it's not technically a real video game. I feel like people get mad when I say that. It is a joke. But basically it just means that, limitations. And these are just HD remasters. They ain't gonna make it better. They ain't gonna fix that targeting. Alright, so we got 5 left. This one fucking sucks, because every time you try to combo on it, you get knocked back. Like, this one I really hated. Also, he moves throughout the 2 different tunnels because he's traveling on a track. So you go through one, and then like, oh man, he's coming over here. It's just a little bit difficult to get that guy without getting hit. Alright, we got you targeted. Your time is up! I will kill you. Just fucking don't. Why are you hiding? This combat's only happening because you guys are the problem. We haven't met any person. You'd be a stranger. Run. Fucking whatever, man. Maybe you should have just answered the fucking question to start with. None of this would have happened. Now I had to do it to you. You know? Like that one meme where it's the white guy on the sidewalk with the untanned ankles going, you know I had to do it to him. Am I hip with the kids if I go down with them memes? I think I can do that. We picked up payback rate. I'm probably gonna have to equip that. It's a good knockback recovery. At first I was gonna say it was like a reward for blocking and then countering, but no, it's not like counter hammer. It's the knockback move, so you have to get hit to use it. Alright, listen to me, you fucking box. My hay fever. You have hay fever? What's hay fever? Is that like Ebola? Someone in the comments is gonna end up going, Casey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hay fever is nothing like Ebola. Or, Casey, you're right. It kinda is like Ebola. Intense bleeding throughout. I am missing a dude. Might have been in one of these boxes? No. Here I am, starting recordings again on this. I can't even... Hold on. There we go. I found him! No more complaints. Ah, god damn it, I forgot that Birth by Sleep in a way kind of sucks, because it's also like Dream Drop Distance, where you have commands you can use that the enemy can just hit you mid-animation and ruin your life. I fucking hate that. I want to use the move, it doesn't feel good when you do it. You feel good. We're done.
Come on. I'm telling you, I'm no thief.
Ha! That's what they all say. Well, we're on to you.
Fine, I get it. You want me to leave, I'll leave. Oh, but can you tell me where I can find some other people around here?
There's a castle beyond the chorus. I mean the forest.
Got it. Well, thanks.
Huh. Well, after having a wonderful conversation with the 7 cunts, I think it's ready to get on out of here. So, the one lame thing, since we're starting a new character, is we have to build ourselves up from the very beginning, starting back at level 1, which can could be a bit of a problem. Then you have to make yourself strong again. You got to go through a lot. I think we'll be fine. We just gotta fight some enemies as we go. I'll probably do an off-screen grind for a couple of levels here. But I might try and beat the first boss first. And maybe, like, do it in between videos. Undecided at this point. Because at first I was gonna say, maybe in between, during this episode, I do like a little flash cut and boom, I'm stronger. Then I thought I'd have to cut footage. And that would take effort later. But what? What if I persevere now? You'd be surprised, guys. I try to make the workflow easy. What do we got? We have a house. That's a house, alright.
This must be where those little men live.
I like how you called them little men. Is that
There!
offensive? Calling the dwarves the little men, do you think that's a little offensive? I think Ben's like going a little hard today. I don't know. Is this the map? That is a dumb animation because he's spinning the hell out of his key. If I remember right, I think he was left-handed in the concept like secret movie for Birth by Sleep that was in KH2 Final Mix, and now he's right-handed. I mean, I get the reason why, you know. You gotta make him right-handed because most people are right-handed. It would, you know, it would be a little bit weirder to have him left-handed, but hey. I like variety, you know? To be fair, his Keyblade style's a little better. He's got this backhanded style. Also, his outfit's really bad. If you... Can I get a good angle of this? Look at it. No, look at this. He's got armor in the... From what it looks like, because you can see, like, on his neck, he has an undershirt. Then he has armor over the waist. Then he has another shirt that has, like, a button. And then he has another shirt on top of it with the Keyblade Master symbol pressed against it so that he can have straps. Why are the straps there? I assume it's a way to keep the shirt bound because the zipper broke, because that overshirt also has a zipper on it, but it's not being used. I assume he broke it and he's trying to hide the fact that they did it. Or the character designers didn't want someone to think about how this man is wearing 4 fucking shirts, basically. And then just some normal pants and shoes. Also a wristband that I assume he got from a Converse store. I mean, alright. I just felt like pointing out that he's basically, if you want to count the armor, he's wearing 4 shirts. 4 shirts. Can I also point out how fucking boring some of the Birth by Sleep worlds are in aesthetic and environment? Just in general, and it's not the game's fault, it's I'd say the movie's fault, where they're just kind of drab areas. Ordinary, like, forests and stuff. And can I really get that mad at the movies for that? Because it's like... Snow White was the first animated Disney movie, if I recall. It came out in, like, the 30s or some shit like that. I mean, I'm glad they got through it in a spin-off, so you can go for some of the more interesting concepts and worlds for games like KH3 and beyond. Like, even Hercules, I feel like, has more interesting locales to it. Here, it's just kind of castle, cave. I mean, you can make it look prettier. There's some Snow White sections of the mines in KH 0.2, which we'll get to, but I don't find it to be that engaging. However, you know, there's a lot more recent Disney movies that do a lot more flash. I can't just ignore that girl who's crying. Yeah, but it's probably her fault. She probably misunderstood Terra and now is gonna make Terra look evil. If she had just looked behind her and realized what was going on, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
These horrible trees, they tried to grab me.
It's okay. You were probably just seeing things. It happens to all of us when we're afraid.
Oh, thank you. I feel quite better now. I'm sure I'll get along, somehow. But I do need a place to sleep at night. Would you know anywhere I might?
Well, I saw a house just up ahead. Come on, I'll take you there. Oh, I'm Ventus. Ven for short.
Thank you, then. My name's Snow White.
Great. Let's get going.
Alright, so let's escort this hussy back to the... Oh my god, it's a tree! See that tree? Hold on. believe we can do, like, something here. Yeah, if we hit block, we can then use a reaction command, basically. It's a special counter that you can only do with Snow White that basically insta-kills a tree. It's a better way to save your time, honestly. Oh, God! You're gonna have to do this a lot to just assist her. Because unfortunately, if I remember, because I had done a recording of this that failed, like a month ago, back when I was less busy. And when I did that one, she went pretty much the worst places possible. What I wanted was for her to do a beeline straight for the other side of this forest. This wood. What did she do? She didn't fucking do that. She would, like, stand because, oh no, there's an enemy behind me. I guess I can't run forward. And then other moments where she's like, oh man, the end of the forest is this way. I'm gonna zigzag. I'm like, alright, I get it. I know you're a video game, but I'm a bitch at you for going the wrong way. Why are you over here? Where are you going? Unless I'm turned around, I don't really know what's going on. Fuck this tree. Fuck these guys. Oh, good. More trees. Oh, thank God, she actually did go the right way. I feel like I've gone through some of these sections a little longer before. I'll give her credit where it's due. We're doing okay here. Why are you suddenly running from that one? What possessed you to just go past it? You know, sometimes she's like, I gotta run away from the enemy that's in front of me. And sometimes she's like, oh, it's to the side, I can't do it. I can't do it. My ribs are weak. Whatever, we got out of here. It's good.
I'm pretty sure you'll be safe here. But sit tight while I look around.
Someone's asleep in here.
The coast is clear. Not a monster in sight. Huh.
Couldn't stay away, could you? And who invited you in, you rotten thief?
Oh no, he's not a thief. He rescued me.
You mustn't be moved. I mustn't be fooled by him, princess.
Just go on and get.
Please don't send him away. You see, he helped me when I was lost. And oh so very frightened.
What happened?
Well, I was picking flowers by the wood, and there was a stranger there. He had a sword, but it was like a key. And then these monsters came and...
A sword like a key. Terra!
You mean this stranger saw you and sent his horde of evil demons after you?
Terra would never do that!
Oh, of course. I'm sure he wouldn't. Not if he's someone who's your friend.
Princess, you trustn't be so trusting.
He's a lion! Mark my words!
I'll prove it!
Okay, so I have issues here, folks. First off, let's get to level 2. I think that stat boost is going to be pretty important. And I kind of wanted to talk about something that goes on in some of these Disney worlds, and it's specifically a problem I find with Birth by Sleep a lot of the time. And it's that some of these worlds just kind of naturally end. I think the Snow White world's one of the worst ones. Like, I think some of the worst. This is us going through the content of a Disney World in a Kingdom Hearts game. I think that this is one of the weaker ones, and it's mainly because the plot's just there. You think about what happens in the Snow White world. It's Snow White's hanging out over here in this meadow. Okay, why is she in this meadow? I don't know. She's picking flowers. She has no place to go. Why? What happened? We don't know. I think the problem is they don't really explain the situation of the characters very well at all here. Why is Snow White homeless? Where is her home? Where are her love interests? What's going on with, relationships with characters? She just, gets scared by Terra due to a misunderstanding, runs, stays with some dwarves, and the queen tries to come up with some evil machinations to eliminate Snow White because apparently she's jelly. What relation do they have? Game doesn't really tell you. And I feel like the movie, which, if I've seen it, I haven't seen it since maybe I was, under the age of 7. So, can't really go into that. But, I feel like the movie would have clearly gotten to this more. And then you add the characters of this game into the mix, and really it just kind of goes. Even the entire idea, like, not to completely spoil every aspect of the end of the various worlds, because you go through a 3-act plot with each character, with Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, but this is going to end in a non-satisfactory way. You're not really going to get a conclusion that is satisfying from this. Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, you would go to Agrabah, then you would fight Jafar at the end, and then you would beat him, and then, the plot would move on. And then they give a bit more importance to the Disney in that, but you know what I mean. The whole kidnapping deal. But in this, Aqua will eventually fight a repeat boss. So there isn't even 3 different bosses for Snow White, which is kind of hilarious. There's no conclusion. You'll never find out what happened to the main villain at the end. Aside from, no, everybody's happy now. There's no real proper conclusion, and I feel like that's just kind of an issue. Even in the Cinderella world, I feel like it's kind of an afterthought in how... I think it's hilarious what happens in Aqua's path of the Cinderella, the Castle of Dreams world, but it isn't very fulfilling in completing the story. I just feel like the stories used for these Disney worlds are weaker. Now, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that there's not a lot of action, and not a lot of villains, and not a lot of stuff that you can do in some of these worlds. I mean, Cinderella is a very mundane story, where it's like, there's nothing inherently in the Disney movies, because of course they're the original stories of some of these adaptations, like Hunchback or Cinderella, are much more or less kid-friendly. But what we have here is not necessarily violent, I guess? So you don't really have a lot to work with. So I think my issue is just that there needed to be more here, and then you have the fact that it has to be done in about 30-minute chunks, because you're going through these stories with these characters, and they make up a third of what was a normal Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 world, so you end up doing so much less with the characters, so there's a lot less interactions. So it ends up just being places to do combat. So I feel like this game specifically, the Disney side of it, is at its weakest. It has plenty of representation, of course, various different worlds, plenty of new ones, and this is a much better take than, say, Kingdom Hearts Days or Coded, in we're representing these Disney worlds and showing you something new and going through a story, but it is a half step from the PS2 iterations, which I think is unfortunate. But it's something I felt like talking about because I think every series has its own issues, and in general, I think that just issues arise. There are always problems that come up, and it especially happens when there are portable systems. Whenever you have a portable game, they tend to be genuinely weaker, especially when it's based on a AAA JRPG from previous consoles. I mean, visually, it consistently looks similar to it, and the combat feels similar in a way, but it has weaknesses. I'm gonna go ahead and die against this boss's big-ass tree, because I did not bring any healing. So, boss, if you could be so kind as to deliver me sweet death, thank you. But I feel like you can't really... I'm never going to be blind to issues that series have or things that I like have. I like a lot about Birth by Sleep, but there are indeed some... There are some very prevalent issues that this game faces that I can't really ignore. But then again, I play through again. I don't play a lot of Kingdom Hearts games again for the story, to be quite honest. I'll play it through, and then I'll play it for Let's Plays, and then I'm kind of actively watching the story unfold again. But I typically, or if I'm streaming it, I'll just go through the gameplay, I'll skip the scenes, and maybe I'll let a scene play out if it's a pivotal scene that I really, really enjoy, but for the most part, I come back for gameplay, because Kingdom Hearts, unlike other games I feel like recently, really has strong gameplay, that it doesn't really need the story as well. It doesn't need it, but it's also welcome. Like Final Fantasy 15, a game that I enjoy, but the story definitely suffers in some places, and I also feel like the gameplay is very, very weak in that game compared to, say, like a Kingdom Hearts game. So KH3 looks fantastic though, because they have a good director on that one. But I definitely continue coming to these games and playing them again because I'm like, I like the gameplay of it. I like the challenge of it. I had always talked about Post 15 about how when you play it, I really wanted something like Kingdom Hearts because I wanted a Square Enix action RPG that punishes you for death, that has an easy challenge. And in those, you can heal as much as you want and never really die. And the combat lacks as much impact as I would have wanted it to have. Now, this boss should be relatively easy to take out. It's got some big AoE attacks with poison fruit, very large AoE with the yellow exploding fruit, and it tries to poke at you from the ground with its roots. But overall, not too bad. It's got its ground pound, all that stuff you would expect. And we can do plenty of zoning with our shot lock, which is Flame Salvo, which I think is pretty good. And we've damaged it enough to knock it down a little bit. Of course, it has that weird thing that I feel Unversed are the only ones that do this. I think the enemies in Dream Drop Distance might do as well, where they just get really pissed eventually. You enrage them, and they're like, we're just going to hit you a little harder. But I also like it because it does make the enemies feel like they are alive in a way, because they have a natural reaction instead of just continuing their pattern. It's like they're getting grumpy about it. They're mad. And it makes sense because these are enemies that are made from negative emotions. So it makes sense that, you know, maybe the thing that's made from negativity is going to get really fucking mad. Let's see if we can finish him. There we go. That wraps it up. We get the Fire Command style. And that's a wrap for this world.
Sarah!
I'm not here!
Excuse me, ma'am. You dropped this.
Oh, I thank you, my pet. To tell the truth, I really don't know what I would have done without that. Haven't I seen that sword before?
Terra has one. You know Terra?
Oh, yes, yes. That ruffian pointed one of those at me asking about some Xehanort. My poor heart nearly stopped.
That doesn't sound like him at all. Ma'am, where did Terra go?
I'm sure I have no idea. Must you all menace a poor granny so?
What? No, I was just... Terra, what did you do?
Terra, he didn't do shit. However, let's talk about something here, folks. Everyone's always giving Terra shit like, oh man, he's so stupid, look at all these things he's doing helping out the villains. I'm like, did you motherfuckers see that? Ventus just gave her the bullet. First of all, our villain's so incompetent that she drops her own poison apple. Number 2, it's all Ventus's fault. It's all his fault. I maintain he's the true villain. Alright, in between, off the clock, I'm gonna grind a little bit. I'm gonna get to like level 4 or 5, so we're a bit stronger, get some commands that are better, because I do not like what you start with as Ventus. I want to at least get some upgraded versions of it that I can deal with, and then we'll be back. So, this has been the first episode of Ventus' side of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you are happy that we're back. If you do, I think you're supposed to like videos or something. I don't know. And maybe we can hope that my video doesn't get demonetized. Please don't! I'm so hungry!